Howdy all y'all, Elixir Quiver here for a roller coaster of an episode. I'm recording the audio right now in post because I made a mistake and didn't have my microphone on, and as you can see, it's actually Halloween. We have jack-o'-lanterns and carved pumpkins on zombies. I'm trying very carefully to get the one that's lit up, even though I don't have it rendered right now. The jack-o'-lantern is really hard to get. You can't get it on a zombie or another mob like you could a jack-o'-lantern, or a carved pumpkin rather, because they're not supposed to go on your head. So we're going to just grab him real quick and get on down the road. We need to make sure to name tag him, of course, wherever I place them. There we go, one name tag. What should we name him? Well, obviously we're going to name him, at least for now, Jack. And with that, we got him locked into a boat, we got him name tagged, and he's not going anywhere. So for today's plan, we're going to do a bit of cleaning up in here. I want to get this place looking a lot better, get rid of that obnoxious looking pop-up farm that I've had the villagers on, and we want to round up everybody because we are doing a very special thing today. We are going to be moving out of 1.17 finally. And to do all that, we need to make sure we get everybody safely taken and stowed away. To be safe, I'm going to bring them into the Nether, where they will then be unloaded during the time we move forward to potentially remove the opportunity of corruption or losing anything for the shenanigans that are going to take part today. This safe house is not going to look very pretty. I do probably plan on tearing it down and building a legitimate Nether base in the future, but for now, we just need to be quick and dirty to make sure that all of our villagers and all of our loot and all of our things are safe. But I suck at beating the ghast, so we gotta be careful not to aggro that guy. If I can't clear this parkour, then obviously a villager can't. Unfortunately, due to math, the portal at Shipwreck Island decided to pair itself with the one all the way on the birch here, and eventually I do take it down over here at the birch, but that just made it even weirder and spawned one up in the air, as you will see very soon. I don't know how people say villagers are a pain in the butt to deal with and move around. You just got to be a little resourceful, like using a track line like this and a bed at the end of the portal, and they are going to be very happy to go straight on through. You can also use a bell. If it's the daytime, a bell. If it's nighttime, bed. And then we already got one person in, but I think he just wandered in. But as you can see here, we have a whole line of them just coming right over to hang out near the bell. And unfortunately, they're not going to get to the bell. Can't forget about my special guys here. I've been slowly trying to get a very special combination of trades off of a red coat villager here for the librarian. I am not having good luck with it, but I do want to keep these guys. I did steal them from a savannah village where we were gathering all the dirt we needed way back when for the pop-up village right there. At this point, I had destroyed the one on the wooden platform, and now it's deciding to generate one here. And I gave up after a couple of times tearing it down, hoping it would work, but of course it's not gonna. It's just gonna keep generating them here. First one up is Jack. We just kind of play keep away, trying to get away from him until he decides to pathfind in the portal. There we go. And he just follows us down, smacks me in the back, but then he gets stuck and we're able to safely come through. This guy's a little more annoying because he's got the trident and he just wants to shoot me. And I gotta be careful to come over here and make sure he comes down. Otherwise, he'd just shoot me at the other entrance. But still got him, just a little more painful. Finally, Agatha, our dear friend. I know, we need to get her a proper home, and she is quite angry that we haven't yet, as you can see. We just gotta make sure not to die. This one may actually get us. But with a little convincing and getting shot at, we're able to convince her. However, she does not like her new roommate, so we had to take care of that little situation and block them off. They were not good together. Now some cows and some rabbits. These guys give me trouble because they like to jump really high on stairs, fall, and unfortunately choose to despawn. So I'm making sure to grab some stuff to heal them up and breed them up just so we have a little extra. Again, these guys, early, we're able to spawn everywhere, but then they changed it later on in the game to spawn in very few areas. I don't remember off the top of my head, but we've got our sheep, we got our cows, and we got our bunnies. Now we just got to get them all corralled safely. I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I'm a kitty, kitty, kitty cat. I have created quite the noisy menagerie of things with the cats and the sheep and the cows and the villagers and the hostiles. But now all that's left is to make sure that we have our items sent through the portal and stored safely. Most of my iron, I have cycled through most of my wood. I have some more over there I can get, and I've cycled through most of my crops without making it so I don't have any. I do have some potatoes, and I think somebody here would eat those. There we go. We are almost ready to go, and we're going to be taking all of this with us. I was wanting to have 9 stacks of enchanted bottles, but in reality, I think this is just fine, because we need to carry all of this, minus the white beds, of course, because we're doing something probably incredibly stupid. We're in 1.14, and we are officially leaving 1.14 to 1.8 because I forgot after the first world became unattainable because of my computer actually broke and I had to get a new one. The second one, somehow the world got corrupted and I decided to go for 3rd times the charm. That's where we're at. However, I had planned to get the old infamous bow of Mending and Infinity, which you can get no later than 1.9. In 1.10, they took it away. However, we're going to go into 1.8 because there's something else that's going to be a surprise probably way down the line that can only be done from 1.8, and it's because of world generation. I'm already going to rather delete most of the world you see out here so that it can regenerate and create more interesting stuff. Like if you look in the water, yeah, it's pretty cool. We got kelp and we got fish, which is a lot better than before when it was just barren ocean. But there are other things like ruined portals and also geodes that can emit light and just be something decorative down low so that off in the infinite expanse of the ocean, we can see other things just decorate. I'm not really going to be farming them because I don't want to see all the ugly farm, but I do want, hey skeleton, to just have a little bit more detail. And then we will be moving forward. We're going to move forward to almost the present because we have one more big plan to do that involves this area right here and getting this ready for having farms without being ugly, because that's ugly. I am going to log out of this game. I am going to grab all of these items, double check. I am missing a light source. I need light sources. So we'll take one more bow out. I highly doubt we're going to get that lucky anyway to have that many bows, but I could also make them because I have string if I needed to do so. We have wood, we have iron to make a trapdoor or more anvils. I think I've got about everything, including the most important part, the note block. So we're going to take all of this stuff. Oh, except this. This has silk touch, and I have blocks of lapis, and that is not going to work for us. We want to be able to harvest. So unfortunately, there we go. I'm just going to quickly grab all of this then. I've heard that these might lose their chance, which would suck. But if that's the case, then that's unfortunate. That's why we brought extra string. And then we are going to bust out of here, and we're going to go to a very specific area far away so that we do not load in our island and have anything bad happen, because more things that are in the world that shouldn't be there, the more likely it is it's going to just like delete or corrupt. Of course, I'm going to make a backup. However, all this kelp, all these waterlogged blocks, all the new things like stripped oaks, they could be deleted. They could break. And it's actually very possible that this will, because that is inside of our spawn chunks as of 1.14. It might cause it to reset, because no matter how far we go, these guys are going to be loaded. I know for a fact if you went from like 1.20 or 1.19, somewhere where the bedrock is lower, the spawn chunks will straight up just delete and reload because it cannot understand that there is blocks below the Y level 0. Well, without further ado, we're going to back up this world. We're going to delete a bit of the ocean, and then we're going to load back in 1.8, build ourselves an AFK fisher so that we can find mending and use the enchanting table to find infinity. And then we're going to leave as fast as possible back to the near present. We are still, of course, in 1.14. In the past, I have been in this world in 1.14 since 1.14 came out. And as a matter of fact, when I was doing research on going backwards in time and figuring out what things were safe and what things were not safe, it made me feel old because I was convinced things like Observer and the Hopper were not in 1.8. A lot sooner than that. I really thought that they were introduced more recently. We are leaving the base, and we got to be very careful because we don't really have gear. We need to go to -4 by +73. I'm mostly just trying to get around this right now because that lava doesn't look fun. Matter of fact, it looks so not fun. We're gonna leave all of this stuff and come back once we have the portal area found. Would you look at that? There's another fortress over here though. So I did some bad math, and I'm glad I double checked my bad math because I said right here is where we wanted to build the portal, but that is way too close to our safe house inside the Nether. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to build it really far away from where I want it to be and then swim to the area so I discover it and swim back. And of course, there's a giant lava lake in the way. Why we're not bringing all of our stuff with us. So let's not get blasted off the edge. All right, here's the portal. I'm gonna save and quit, and I'm going to make one last backup because I am really afraid that I'm gonna mess something up. Here goes nothing. We're gonna log in and see what happens. Unfortunately, we actually won't know if this ruined anything until we move back to the more recent past. We'll make one stop at 1.14 and give it a quick swim around to make sure things didn't get deleted that didn't need to get deleted. And if all goes well, we will have everything not deleted. Like that. I built the portal first, and it looks like it's gone. Going through the Nether was the more ideal option, but I'm just afraid that I'm going to delete everything that I put in the safe house. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over there to where we want to be, which is about -256 by 611. And then I'm going to delete the chunk that I'm standing on. Hopefully I don't die. We'll find out. But in all reality, what probably will happen, and it's my theory, is that it's going to actually reload the chunk anyway on its own because of all of this kelp. Here goes nothing. We are going back in the past 1.8. We actually should be in the overworld, and it did do what I thought. It deleted the chunks I was in and reloaded them. We should be far enough away that we did not delete our own stuff. Worst case scenario, our stuff is in the Nether. I chose to do it this method instead because I was just afraid all the work putting everything in the Nether and then accidentally having it delete because we had went through a portal and it stayed loaded or we were too close. So here we are. We'll see in the future. Oh no, it's getting real low and I don't have a bed and it deleted it. My wool's gone, so we better not die. Deleted my wood too. So do I still have torches at least? I have torches. Okay, first things first, let's light this island up. We can't sleep. We need to at least spawn proof a little bit. Why we brought the torches. This early in the game, a 1.8, we should not be seeing drown, which is very beneficial, of course. Unfortunately, I don't have my mod that will tell me the light levels, so worst case, we get a creeper. So we better be safe. Let's put our stuff. Creeper cannot blow up a chest underwater, except they can now because they're not waterlogged. This still is the safest place, I think. Hopefully we spawn-proofed the island fairly good. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about any drown. And if we go, here it is. Just in case, I don't want to lose any of this. We did lose a few things, including wool, so we actually can't make a bed at this time. So we're digging in here. We're going to build a bit of a base, and we'll probably actually put the fish farm in here, so it's protected. Watching an old video, I think I figured out how to make it, and hopefully this works. I think I finally got it working. I've tried about 4 different versions. Funny enough, this one doesn't even take a note block. It does take one single piece of redstone, which is to the left of me. I'm afraid to move right now to show you it. But I think, oh, look, it worked. Probably should light down here too. It has worked. We got a pufferfish and a piece of fish. I also had to have a spacer block, but it looks like I've got to aim for the string and in between the back bounding boxes. Throw it, and it worked first try that time, and then I got a window out. That's probably going to glitch my recording, so I'll do it in a minute or two, but we're going to wait and see if we catch something again. We caught a fish. It works. It works. All right, we're going to AFK and see what we get. Hopefully we don't break this pole. I'm hoping to find a mending book before, so we can put it on that one. I'll see you when we have something to show. Decided to check on it pretty early in the game to see if we have a mending book to put on our fishing pole. It looks like we do not, but that Luck of the Sea 2 might be very nice. However, we did get two poles. One is Unbreaking 3, don't really care, but that one right there, Mending and Luck of the Sea 2, we're going to combine those, and even better, right there, Unbreaking 3 and Mending. So we already got a Mending bow. Now we just need to get an infinity bow. But we're going to take this one and this one together. Ooh, that is a lot of levels. So 14 levels. We get Lure 2, Unbreaking, and Luck of the Sea 2. If we do this, for 18 levels, we get Lure 2, Luck 3, which that's pretty good. Extra 4 levels for that extra Luck of the Sea. I guess we are going to do it. That's why we brought so many potions with us. Officially, we have came and got what we wanted. But let's keep going, I think. We over-prepared, so let's keep going. All right, it was a very successful run. We actually ended up not using a lot of the materials, like most of these bottles. This thing ended up giving us more experience than it took to repair the pole. We did use the enchanting table a little bit, basically just to make a good pole, which wasn't fantastic. I think it was like Lure 2, Luck 2, or something like that. But then we got a mending bow that made it bigger and better. It was a very expensive a very expensive pole, but it was very lucrative. We do still have 2 infinity bows left over, but look at all of these. Infinity and mending, including one that is just that, as well as a book, actually. So we have what, 18, 19, 20 if we count the book. I also decided to keep all of the lily pads because I just like lily pads. I'm on an island. I'm in the ocean. I need stuff to build on. And all of the name tags. The name tags we get from villagers anyway, so it's no big deal. We also kept a few of the clownfish. I don't remember what happens to them, but we're also going to keep all of these rare fish that I grabbed, which isn't very much, but we're going to see what happens because they don't say fish anymore. They're cod or something else. But first things first, we need to take all of this with us and get out of here. Let's see, what else do we want to take? Oh, we definitely want to take that enchanting table. It's expensive. I don't have Silk Touch, so these books, they get to stay. Good thing we have a few more. The obsidian, the flint and steel. And let's bust out of here. First things first, we got to get back to the future. A nice new loading screen. As you can see, we are actually not all the way in the future. I do want to make a pit stop or two this time actually in the future. We're going to stop in 1.17 because the bedrock hasn't dropped yet. And I do have a plan. I want to carve a big hole in the floor underneath our islands we're building. Hopefully they haven't disappeared. We're about to find out. I did make a backup. I also have a backup before we went back in time, so hopefully we don't need either. I'm falling. I'm falling. Why am I falling? That was crazy. Did you guys see in the upper corner our we were going super low. Okay, we got some cods. I didn't grab our fish. Uh-oh. I guess it doesn't matter. They turned into raw cod and the tropical fish. Okay, take our name tags. That's a lot of name tags we don't need. And where do we want to put the portal? I guess for right now, we're just going to set it right here. All right, here goes nothing. All right, awesome. Good news. So far, so good. All of our villagers disappeared. Why did they disappear? I wasn't in the nether. All of the stuff didn't, but our villagers did. Even the NPCs are still here. Our rabbits, our one pig, our sheep, our cows. Agatha, it's very interesting. Well, let's get our good gear on. Put these guys down so we don't lose them. We didn't lose any of this though. That's important. It's so strange we have lost all of our villagers though. All right, well, that's weird. It's not loading in, or is it broken? No! So we're missing the tip. A few chunks right here. Oh, look, there's no grass over here. We barely loaded in. That's unfortunate. The tip of that's missing too, but nothing else. So the shipwreck's gone too, but that's because part of it was in the spawn chunks, which means spawn chunks are gone too. At least we did not lose the island that we already built. There is some scaffolding that we need to take down still. I think that's because right there needs to be something else. Wow, this is crazy. I had a theory that we might lose part of that island, but I didn't expect the entire island to disappear. And then we lose the tip right here. And even more weird is right over there. That being missing. That's crazy. That really kind of blows. We lost our home, but I guess it just shows to always back up what you're working on. You should always make backups. Make frequent backups. I have learned that already, and this honestly is a good example. I think, honestly, we didn't lose very much, and I guess that is just payment for the time travel we did. And we aren't going in the past anymore. We are going forward. We're going to go forward. We're going to stay here for a little bit. Like I said, I do have plans. I want to go under the water, and I want to take this entire area and right here, wherever it went, and I want to carve it out, because if you look carefully, let's get down there. I strategically picked this area because all of this green, those are spawn chunks. This entire area is spawn proof for slimes. So we are going to build an underground area, but I want to use the bedrock as a stopping point so that when we go forward into the time, we are able to have new caves underneath. I do plan on the next episode, we are going to come in and you might notice more kelp in places like the spawn area. I'm going to delete the spawn and let it reform so we have the kelp there. Most of this over here makes sense except for that and the villagers disappearing. How did that happen? What is that? Glow ink, new stuff. With that, I think we're gonna have to stop. And always, all y'all, my name's Elixir Quiver, and you take care now.